Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everyone. Whatever time of the day you're watching this immaculate episode, my name is Asia Saywell with two T's, aka Miss LBRS. Make sure you click the hashtag.
And I'm Clifton Kinnie. I'm a Ferguson organizer, activist on the front lines, and we're here today to talk about ways we need to move forward and the movement and everything else.
He forgot to mention he my co-host for today, y'all.
Yeah.
You forgot that title.
Yeah, I'm a co-host.
But today's episode is actually kind of serious, and I really want to talk about black people. And like he said, what we need to do to move forward in America with 3Ks.
So your question was, what do we need to do first as a black community in order to move forward in America?
I think one of the things that we need to do as black people, as a black culture in this country, is start putting more emphasis on the black dollar. I think that we've totally just started, we've forgotten about the black dollar so much because we've been begging other people to accept our money for so long that we forgot about Black Wall Street. We forgot about how things were before the civil rights movement. We forgot about how powerful our dollar was and how we did not have to go out our neighborhoods for anything. Everything that we needed was in our neighborhoods, and that's all we knew was supporting one another. There was no competition. Who were we competing with? We were all successful. We were all doing things.
Message.
So what we have to understand is that is the concept of black nationalism. The first step we need to do as a community, as a peoples, an oppressed peoples, is realize and educate that America was built on racism. Therefore, America is deeply rooted in racism. So the question is not how do we try to cope and help each other out under this oppressive system, but how do we uproot something that built the country? So if racism built this country, it is embedded in it is manifested in our cultures, our institutions, our systems, our religions, our educations, everything. So the real question is, how do we uproot that? So we have to understand that what we're facing right now as a black people is we can have, our own stuff, do all that, but we're facing state violence. So state violence is so much more than just police brutality. State violence entails inequity and inequality in education, health resources, jobs, our ability to get loans and start our own businesses, redlining, zoning, the way they segregation and poverty, all of that. We have to understand that there is no one-fit-all solution or a greater solution to this issue, much like black nationalism, but black nationalism has to be a part of the overall solution. We have to understand that black oppression is manifested socially, politically, economically, culturally, spiritually, and mentally. So whenever an uprising happens, like Ferguson, like Baltimore, and like Oakland, they always tell black people we have to get straight to the healing process. We have to forgive. We have to, we have to remain calm. We have to march. We have to be peaceful. When in case all that is dehumanizing black people.
Message.
So we can't get straight to the healing process. I think the comment of what black people need to do themselves to face this issue of racism or just to survive. I think black people, that's all we know how to do is survive, right?
We're survivors. We made it this far.
We're survivors. But in order to continue to survive, we have to understand that this system of slavery that we are up under now, because we're still under slavery, America has always existed under a form of a racial caste system, whether that have been slavery, Jim Crow, the Black Codes, or what we're now facing, which is mass incarceration, which entails into state violence and policing. We have to target those systems first. We have to tear those down in order to really have a sustained, good quality of life. Now, we can try that under this state, but it won't work.
You said something about that kind of threw me off a little bit when it came to black businesses and the black dollar. Don't you think that one of the things that I just brought up earlier, what if black people all just put their money together? If we're spending $1 trillion a year, you don't think if 30 black people who are making 6-7 figures a year put their money together to create something, you don't see that prospering. You don't see that being a start when we're building our own things.
I see that being a part of the solution. I don't necessarily think that's black nationalism. That's the ideals of the old Black Panther Party, the ideals of Malcolm X and Farrakhan. I believe that there are many solutions to this overall issue that we're facing right now.
Mhm.
That's definitely a part of the solution. Yes, black people do have what $1 trillion buying power. You saw our power when we orchestrated the actions for Black Friday. We hit them hard, right? Now,
Very,
if we would
very
have
hard.
continued that,
Exactly.
it would have been, you know, it would have had a long
The lack
lasting
of
effect. But that's not the
it's
final.
inconsistent. Because picture if that would have went on for a month.
Yeah, but
A month straight.
Mhm.
Some people probably would have almost went bankrupt.
well,
Almost. Not saying they would have, but I'm just saying, picture if that went on for months.
Mhm.
Like literally strikes going against spending our money. These corporations, these big businesses, they need our money, believe it or not.
Yeah.
They need it. It's needed.
so I thought that, you know, I thought that we need our own stuff. We need our own hospitals, doctors, teachers.
Thought
all
meaning
that.
you don't think that anymore. 'Cause
I thought
still
no.
think that.
I still think that.
Okay,
I
okay.
thought that was the sole answer to this problem.
Mhm.
My thinking changed after August 9th. Why did my thinking change after August 9th? Because after all of these meetings, after all these travelings, after looking into how deep the issue is, it's way bigger than that. And there has to be a way bigger solution than just
Okay, well tell us,
like
based off
nationalism.
of the traveling you've done and the things
Not
you-
just traveling, but you do the
Yeah,
organizing.
all the things that you have done within the past a little bit under a year,
Mhm.
you know, come August, what have you seen? So you don't think it's solely based on economics. You don't think that that's the overall picture. Name some other things that you do.
Not the overall picture, but the overall solution.
Okay.
So I guess I have to go back to August 9th.
Take us back.
So I was just sitting at home. I had lost my mother to stage 4 breast cancer less than a month before then. I was just sitting at home on Twitter and I saw the body. I went outside. I went out to Canefield and I, witnessed the oppression, the over-aggression from the police, them already having dogs out on 4-year-olds, right? If I would have took my phone, put it in black and white, you would have thought it was 1965. And ever since then, I began to protest. I started getting tear gassed with rubber bullets. I went back to school and I was in total distraught because my teacher's up there telling me that this system works. And I'm like, there's a revolution going on around the corner. Literally. I would be up protesting up to 5:30 a.m. every morning, going to school, doing it all over again. And, I organized all the students across St. Louis and the high schools, and we just hit the ground running. And I would begin to do traveling and organizing with other people from other states and realizing that each issue in every state is different.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's police brutality, it's different. Baltimore is way different than St. Louis. St. Louis is way different than Baltimore. And then it's more than just police brutality. It's like if we target, only having our own hospitals, schools, businesses, the system still allows for further violence against black people, whether it's from police or whether it's from old Bob or Joe down the street. And what that does, those sort of people, I'm sorry, I'm just getting so deep into it. So my thing is we can set up our own schools, our own businesses, etc., but it would still be hard to progress under an oppressive state. It's like doing Reconstruction. Okay, so imagine this is a line. That's complete liberation, 100% liberation. So that's 100% liberation. And this is where slavery is, and they end slavery. And they give us the 13th Amendment, so we move up. They give us the 14th, so we move up. KKK comes, we move back. Black coats, we move back. We move back. And we never hit that 100% liberation mark. That's just like now. Black Wall Street, move up. They burnt that down. We got our own businesses and stuff. We move up again. They keep that going down. Ferguson, you had hundreds of black businesses in Ferguson that were burned, but they were burned, and